Hi, my name's Moriam, and I'm doing a little vlog for media. So I'm just gonna go over how I found the process of filming and finishing the film and everything through it as well. So first of all, I'm gonna start with how I found filming. I'm not gonna lie, it was really difficult at first because I'd never done anything like that before. So I guess it was expected for it to be a challenge, and it was. But it was a good challenge. I guess everything's a challenge, so it was good. So we had planned everything, and we expected everything to go well. But going out to film, we realised that actually we weren't that planned at all. We weren't very good at organising things. But I guess that's a common theme in most people's work. Because like you think you've planned everything correctly, but you just haven't because you forget all these little details, and those little details end up being a big detail. So everything just needs to be planned and organised from day one, rather than just be like, oh yeah, everything will work out. So that's one thing that we definitely needed to work on, which was organisation. But once we started to film, we did a couple test shots, and they were kind of okay. So we had deleted some of them, but we kept most of them because most of them were actually usable and they were actually of good quality. So it was quite surprising. For the first time we'd filmed something that we could actually use, and that was good. But like while filming, we realised that we actually couldn't achieve what we wanted our plot to be. We could have achieved it, but we wouldn't have thought that it would have been that good of a film, because the storyline really wasn't that compelling. It was just like, the plot was quite boring. In fact, it was just like a film about a girl who got abducted, and that was about it. We didn't really know what happened, who did this, why they did it. So we didn't really go into that much detail about it. So that was one thing that went wrong. So we just decided to change the plot. We stuck to the same storyline, but we had added things to it. So instead of just a girl who gets abducted and that's it in the opening sequence, we were thinking into more detail. So thinking, oh, we should include a diary, and then we should include shots of her writing in the diary. And by seeing what she writes in the diary, you can get an idea what the film's about. And also we can have her being abducted, but then also having a scene of her being tied up. So you can actually see her being tied up, her with her captor, which is Vanessa. So you can see all of that happening. So we kind of just built upon this idea to make it a story, and it did work. So, and I feel like it could actually be a film with what it is. So the plot is, you have a character, the main character, which is Jade, and she's played by Rhiannon, and she has one of her friends, Chelsea. She's abducted and killed. So in her group of friends, a bunch of them are just taken, randomly abducted, and then killed. And then she's linked to the investigation, but she hasn't actually done anything wrong until she's abducted herself. She realizes that it's all been about her, so then she has to find a way out of it and try and solve this investigation, basically. So that's the plot, and I think for that being the plot, the opening sequence actually does match it pretty well, and I think it doesn't give too much away. I think it gives just the perfect amount away. Also, with filming, I did all the filming, so I was the director. I did all the shots, I planned all of the shots, and I filmed them. And I found it quite easy. I wouldn't say easy, but it was quite a straightforward thing to do. It wasn't too difficult. I mean, there were definitely some things I think I could have done better. Like, I think I could have used a better variety of shots, because I guess I kind of used some shots for too long. So rewatching it, I can see now that like the audience could get bored of one shot. That that long shot was a bit too long, or there should be a bit more quick cuts to make it look like a thriller. After all, that is one of the codes and conventions of a thriller film, having lots of quick cuts and lots of different shots. Whereas we kind of took a spin on it and like put our own take in it. So we had longer shots, and it worked for us. But I guess it was not what's expected from a typical traditional thriller film. So as I did all the filming, Rhiannon did most of the editing. So we decided, okay, let's split it half and half. So I do all the filming, so I was the director, filmed everything. She would be the edited everything. Didn't really work out that way, as I did direct everything and filmed everything. She had edited all of it, so we had finished the film, and it had been edited all by her. We had sat down and talked about what we wanted to achieve in the editing, and I was with her while she was editing most of it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I think that this should be this and that should be that, and we would just talk through it while she was doing the editing, and that worked quite well for us. But then she did do most of the editing alone, and then some things popped up, so we weren't really able to communicate as well as we did before, and she wasn't really there that often for her to contribute a lot to the work, so I kind of had to take it over myself. So although we'd finished the film and we'd uploaded it onto YouTube and had a final version of it, well, what we'd thought had been the final version, I realised that we had a lot more editing to do, and there was a lot more to do, and that wasn't the finished product, that more things needed to be added to it. So I took that into my own hands, and I had added the finishing touches, and I'd uploaded it to YouTube again. So I would say that I did do I did do some of the editing. Whereas she had done some of it, I had done some of it as well. So I think I had kind of a bigger role, having to direct everything, film everything, and then doing all the post-production stuff. So, yeah. But I feel like that was a good experience. I mean, I would have preferred it for Rhiannon to be there the whole time, so it would have been me and her through everything together, so we can consult each other, whether we were feeling confused or we didn't know where to take the project forward to, like we can consult each other on it. But having to do that myself at the end, I guess it kind of helped for me in a way, because you don't have to go around asking people. You don't have to ask someone, oh, I think we should do this, I think we should do that. Instead of asking them, you can just do it yourself. So that was a good thing about it. But then again, you don't have that support, and you don't have that knowledge from someone else. You're just going in doing something by yourself. So if you do it wrong, you do it wrong, and you wouldn't even know you're doing it wrong. So it's good to have that backup, someone to tell you that I think this can be done better, or I think you're not doing this right. So I guess that's the only downside of not working in a team, even though we were a team at the beginning. So it was kind of a shame that we were no longer a team at the end of it. So that was pretty much my process of filming. That's what happened. But yeah, I think I've explained everything in quite a lot of detail. So yes, that's my whole filming experience there. Thank you.